Today, I want us to talk about Jamhuri Day, held 3 days ago. The most notable thing about this Jamhuri Day were the empty stadiums, that our leaders addressed empty stadiums, and this is really worrying to those of us who love this country. Perhaps you could explain this by saying it is obvious that things have changed and this is a new normal. That would be correct had it not been for the abrupt nature of this. If we had been moving towards this gradually, it would have been explained in that manner. However, we must seek answers for this. Where do we start? We start with the general election of 2017. Could it be that people were so exhausted after the elections that the Jamhuri Day came as a kind of anticlimax? Perhaps not. Could it also be that Raila's followers, who are unhappy with what is going on, are also responsible for the empty stadiums, given that perhaps, as people have said, it is people from his side of the political divide that are spirited and are the people who mainly fill the stadiums. But I think I also want us to address this thing because it is rather disturbing that Kenyans should forget their national day a mere 54 years after independence, when other people remember their national days after hundreds of years, and they still do that. I think the answers are to be found in what has been happening over the years, that the Kenyan people are kind of losing confidence in their leaders. And by leaders, I don't mean Jubilee or NASA. I mean the general political leadership seems to be saying things that do not resonate with the public. I think Kenyans are asking serious questions, and that the empty stadiums is a way of telling the leaders, can you please address these concerns? One, that Kenyans are going to bed hungry, millions of them. And the people are therefore asking, how can a country with 45 million people only fail to feed the people when countries like India and China are successfully feeding billions of people? People are also asking issues of security. People are asking questions about employment. How can a country as small as Kenya have over 10 million Kenyans, young men and women, some of them with college education, not employed? So some of these questions, like poverty, for example, people are asking, how come our country has such a high levels of poverty? By World Bank standards, we are told this country has over 50% of its population living below what is called the poverty line. And I think therefore it's time our leaders began to listen to people. When you go to those stadiums and find there are no people willing to listen to you, no people seated there on the grass, begin to answer those concerns of the people, and that this empty stadia must tell you things that you are not resonating with the public. What normally happens when a country goes through this, where there's a rift between the leadership and the general population, where the leadership does not resonate with the people, it is a recipe for a demagogue coming on the scene one time and saying the things that excite the public, the things that resonate with the public. And when this happens, a country cannot be said to be doing well. You could get into trouble. Therefore, our leaders, I must end this short video by asking you to think critically about the issues that face this country. Take the empty stadiums during Jamhuri Day as a message to you that this country needs certain things to be attended to seriously.